Hello, those of you that are new here, like my bio says on Miss Mackenzie Crafts on Instagram, you know that my bio says I have cancer. For those of you that are here on my personal page, you know I have Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. Anyway, I'm going to read you my most current blog post that I made on, according to my blog itself, January 9th, 2022 at 10:10, no seconds p.m. If you want to go to my blog, you can go to my link tree in my bios and you can click there. Or I can tell you right now, it is jennamackenzie.blogspot.com and you can go there. I'm just going to read you my most recent cancer update. I know this is not my typical type of video that I post here. And I apologize for the low production quality on this video, but it is necessary. Anyway, like I said, my blog's website is Jenna, Jenna, Mackenzie, Mackenzie, blog.blogspot.com. So, the title of my most recent post that I posted today, January 9th, 2022 at 10:10 p.m. is called I Need Some Help / GoFundMe. So it says January 9th, 2022, cancer update. If you are new here, the thing I've been doing for many months, unfortunately, on my personal social media pages is posting about my journey with having cancer. And it has sucked, but it has brought me here to you. So I suppose it is in some ways positive. Anyway, I'm going to read this. If there are typos, I apologize. And I'll probably trip over them. And I'll probably trip over my words a couple of times because it's really stressful to think about all of what I'm about to read you. So, anyway, the post is titled 1/9/2022 Cancer Update. It has been since December 14th or 15th since I gave a true cancer update. I don't necessarily feel like anyone has been, quote, waiting for my update, but I think I have sat on my new information long enough. Funny enough, making cancer update posts actually alleviates me from having to answer tons of individual questions from those in my day-to-day life. So do not worry about me doing this for you, because I promise it is mostly selfish. LOL. If you're new around here, I'll spare you the long version of the story, but these are the highlights of my journey thus far. June 2020, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. After months of horrible back pain and so many scans and appointments, after an MRI, I got my results in a portal update. I took them to an ER demanding CT scans that the results said were urgently needed, and here we are. Insert picture of me bald after I shaved my head because I found out I had cancer here. Anyway, July 2020, met my oncologist. Second thing, I did a biopsy to confirm what type of cancer it was. Apparently, you cannot legally diagnose lymphomas from scans. It has to be based on pathology from tissues from inside you. Insert picture of me post-biopsy here. It's not pretty. I got my beautiful chest port, which I will show you right now. I have a scar right here. This is my biopsy scar. This is my port scar. Right above it, you may not be able to tell in this video because I'm bad at recording videos. It says alive. And I got that actually July 2021. So full year later. Anyway, the post here says, I got my beautiful chest port surgically placed for chemo. Insert photo of me post-port placement here. That was the most painful thing I've ever seen or ever experienced in my entire life until then. I've since experienced worse, but until that point, that was the worst thing I've ever felt. By the end of the month, I started chemotherapy. Insert photo of me here holding my port tube. I have another photo on my blog post. Insert photo of me here actually getting chemotherapy treatment. Really not great. Anyway, I spare you all the details in my blog post because, like I said, I'm only going through the highlights here. And if you want more, you can add me on Facebook. My name is Jenna Mackenzie, like I've said. But on December 29th, 2020, I finished all 12 rounds of chemotherapy. For perspective, it was every other Friday for what felt like an eternity. I rang the victory bell and everyone cheered. It was a huge win. Insert photo of me here standing with the bell. I tried to put the video of me actually ringing the bell in this post. It would not do it. I don't have a reason. Blogspot hates me. You get it. You know me. You know it's probably true. Anyway, January 2021 to May 2021, I did a bunch of scans of blood work to make sure the cancer was actually dead. I don't have a photo for that because that was just my life for months. In June 2021, I got my chest port surgically removed. Insert photo of me here, post removal surgery. It was the same doctor that actually did my placement surgery. It wasn't great. My placement surgery didn't go well. If you want to know more about that in the future, I'd be more than happy to tell you. I mean, happy isn't the right word, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, I apologize. When I talk about super serious things, for some reason, my throat just gets so dry and I get so anxious. Anyway, October 2021, I had a routine post-cancer scan that came back, ... as you'd see in the post, bad. I had a follow-up with my doctor, which it doesn't actually say here, but the radiologist that read my scan said the Hodgkin's lymphoma was back. Like, when I had cancer, knowingly, when I had cancer, all of the radiologist reports just said, like, patient exhibits present Hodgkin's lymphoma, right? Like, I knew I had cancer. That makes sense. So in the meantime, from that period of, let me see the dates again, January 2021 to May 2021, all the scans in that time just said patient demonstrates previous history of Hodgkin's lymphoma. So it did not say active cancer, right? And so this October one, I actually did not get the privilege to read myself until like maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, where it actually told me that in the findings part of the report, it said Hodgkin's lymphoma, active Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is very different because, like I said, it had for months been saying past history, and now it says active again. It's separate. Anyway, so like I said, October 2021, it was actually October 22nd is when I had the scan. And then about a week later, I had my follow-up with my oncologist, which I can tell you personally, I did not do very well after, at all. It just didn't go well. My mind didn't handle thinking about the fact that it was back very well. But my oncologist at the time didn't even say it was fully back because, like I said, I didn't get full access to these reports until about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. My oncologist, let me clarify right now, is possibly the best person I've ever met in my entire life. He didn't share this with me because I don't know if you know me very well. Obviously, if you're here on my crafting Instagram, you don't know me super well, but I didn't take it well, and I don't take many terrible pieces of information well, so it was really hard to handle. Anyway, my blog post, again, does not detail this, but since you're here in this video, I will tell you right now. I got married on November 20th, 2021, which is actually the 1-year anniversary of when my current husband, Christian, and I bought our house. That was why we picked the date. And my oncologist knew that was my wedding date, and I talked to him about it many times because the first time I met him, he told me that he would make sure I got to my wedding date and we would be having a wedding and cancer would be cured. And I was very grateful, obviously, because that's what you want to hear from the person that's treating you from the illness that's killing you. Anyway, so my scan originally in October was the 22nd. My scan in December happened on December 8th, 2021. So let me continue reading. December 2021, I had the most accurate external scan that can be performed that confirmed all of our fears. The cancer is back and growing. It grew pretty dramatically from October 22nd scan to my December 8th scan, aka bad news. There's a measure that it explains in the report that I am not scientifically valid enough to explain here to you right now, but just trust me, it increased this measure. I don't even know what it's called currently, and if you want, you can ask me, you can message me, and I'll tell you. I don't remember what it's called right this second, but it was 2.1 on October 22nd, and on December 8th, it was 2.7. That's a huge amount of growth in a very short amount of time, especially because the last scan I had was May, and there was none, to then in October having 2.1, which is a huge amount. And then from October 22nd to December 8th, growing another 0.6. And this weird measure, the measure essentially tells you how active, aggressive, and present the disease is and how much it wants to spread, essentially. So anyway, let me continue reading. I write this like I talk, as you can probably tell from how I'm talking to you. But anyway, it says, I know. Get on to the cancer update, which, if you don't know, that's kind of my signature trademark thing on my personal social medias, because I'm a broken human. I'm fine. Anyway, it says, get on to the cancer update. Get to the part where you tell everyone how brave you are. I feel very nauseous. How brave you are, and how you're the warrior princess ready to fight this like always. That's actually a term. And again, I'm not reading currently. When I'm looking at you, I'm not reading. That's a term my mother came up with for me originally when I was diagnosed, because my mother is awesome. She was a single mom when I was a kid, and she came up with that title, and it stuck because people really liked it. And I actually have a caricature here that an artist drew for me during my cancer battle originally that I placed here. So feel free to go look at my blog post. It is linked in my link tree in my bio on my Instagram. So please go look, or on my Facebook, wherever you're viewing this, it is there. Again, my blog is Jenna Mackenzie blog.blogspot.com. That's me. So anyway, I'm going to continue reading. The problem with that is I don't feel inspiring or brave or courageous or like ... me. Here is the thing I've been grappling with since the very beginning. How do I continue being me during all of this? For long stints of time, I have not felt like me during this battle. It has royally sucked. Currently, the worst part I cannot get past is the feeling that I had from July 2021 before my scan at the end of October to 2021, where I felt like I had won. I felt wise. I felt like if I ever had to come back, if it ever came back, I'd know what to expect, know how to handle it, know how to continue on, because I'd done it before. But here's the thing I've learned. You're never ready to hear life-changing news. Never. And that's a fact. And it sucks, but here we are. Something I haven't really talked about with you all. Note, when I say you all, I'm speaking very generally. I aim that at everyone that has found me online and knows me, but does not see me day in and day out. Not saying you are not important to me, because I can assure you, you are what keeps me going. Anyways, LOL. Is the fact that when this journey with cancer started all the way back in June 2020, I felt like I had finally figured something out in my life. Christian, my current husband, and I had gotten engaged in May, almost a month to the day before I was diagnosed. I had accepted my dream job. We had plans. Life was moving forward. I had graduated from college in December 2019. Can't read. I guess that's where saying, I'm sorry, I can't read. I guess that's where the saying, John Lennon quote came from. Life is what happens to you when you're busy making other plans comes from. I think I might actually get what he's saying. Sad it took me until the second calendar year I've been dealing with cancer to figure it out. But hey, it's like I tell my students, I'm not going to punish you for learning at a different pace. If you learn it and master it, I'm happy. Which, if any of my students are watching, you know what I'm saying is true. And I love you guys and I miss you very much. So just know that I think about you all the time. Anyway, what is my point with all of that? Well, I felt like I liked myself. I thought I knew myself for the first time in recent memory. I liked who that person was. I know that sounds depressing, but it's true. The problem was, after my initial diagnosis, I was so unbelievably angry, sad, and pissed off. I hated everyone, especially those that had the audacity to feel joy anywhere near me. I struggled with my own mortality in ways I don't want you to understand. I promise. I don't want anyone to understand the way I felt then or today. And yes, there are people I actually dislike / hate. You know who you are. And I don't wish this on them. And I'm talking to you right now. I really don't. I don't want people I hate. I don't want people I don't like to feel the way I feel. It's awful. Like, it feels terrible all the way down. But I'm there even though I don't want to be. So here we are. Anyway, the young, brave, courageous, feisty, unflappable young woman that started this cancer journey is no longer here. She got lost early on. A different person took her place. And as the cancer experience continued, different versions of that person took her place, have come and gone. But like I said, from July right up until late October scan, I was cocky. I had forgotten what it felt like to be lost, completely and utterly lost, screaming into the abyss, not hearing so much as an echo back. I don't know where all those awesome versions of Jenna Mackenzie came from or where they've run off to, but I hope they know, and I hope they know whoever I am, misses them today. Because I do. I miss the old me that used to exist before knowing what the end of life possibly looked like. Because I know if my current or past students are watching this, I'm sure it's bad to see, but like, it's terrible. And I don't want to sugarcoat it, but I also don't want to scare you. And that's why I'm at home, because like, life's really hard right now. Anyway, I know this is long, and I applaud those of you that are still here. It takes a lot to read such a downer post. Thank you. Y'all are the real MVPs. But I honestly feel like I am stuck. I'm stuck in a skin prison. I have cancer. I can't get away from it. No matter what I do, it's there, here, everywhere. You get the point. I no longer want to have biological children. I feel like that would be the ultimate move of selfishness. I have a lot of asterisks before this next part. It says, disclaimer, the following statement is not a slight to people that have or want to have biological children. Trust me, I get it. And then end of disclaimer. I cannot have biological children after this in good conscience. My DNA is wrong. It makes cancer. How could I knowingly pass on that faulty genetic makeup to the person / people I know I would go to the ends of the earth with to spare from pain? I would do that for my current students. I would do anything to spare them from pain. I couldn't do that to someone I made. You know what I mean? It then says, I can't. This is not me asking for anyone to tell me the statistics on former cancer patients having healthy biological children. Please do not send it. I know. It does not change my mind. I always knew that I had plenty of love to give to children, regardless of who birthed them. Just ask any of my students. They'll tell you. I've always loved them unconditionally. I have wanted to adopt for a long time, so it is not the end of the world to make this decision. It just sucks that I ultimately didn't get to make the call for the reasons I wanted to. Cancer forced my hand. And then it says, hashtag thanks a lot, cancer. I try to be fun in what I write here. But anyway, that is actually the next word. Anyway, on January 31st of this month, 2022, I am scheduled to undergo major surgery to remove a large mass of active cancer in what used to be my thymus gland, pre-cancer. If you're unfamiliar, I did not know WTF, what my surgeon was talking about, lol. The thymus is under your ribs, right here in the middle of your chest. It is directly in front of your heart and partially covers both lungs. It has to go. It seems to be the only active cancer I have. Originally, it was the largest cancer tumor. The tumor, has decided to not go gently into that good night. Rage against the dying of the light, which is, as I tell you here, a Dylan Thomas quote. He was alive from 1914 to 1953. Not gonna lie, I knew that was a quote from a poet. But until now, when I just looked it up, I didn't know anything but the fact it was from the G-Eazy album, When It's Dark Out. And like I said, I try to keep my blog fun. So it says, shout out to those of us that like G-Eazy before he made terrible music. We miss the OG SoundCloud G-Eazy. We miss you, bud. Come back. Anyway, I'm getting off track. I'm reading right now. I'm getting off track. The point is, I am going to be in the hospital for at least a full day and night, possibly more. When I talked to my surgeon, me and you talking right now, he wasn't willing to tell me it was just going to be a full day and night because I've had negative reactions to surgeries before. So from what I've seen online and different things, it's looking like probably at least 3 days and nights in the hospital with a beautiful chest tube coming out of the side where they've done my robotic surgery. Anyway, I even got to find out I'm going to have a really pretty drainage tube for a while. It's fine. It's only a visible tube that goes all the way into my chest cavity. It's fine. I'm fine. That's what the blog post says. Literally, I'm doing a robotic surgery. So somewhere down here toward the bottom of my ribs, I'm going to have 3 different incisions from the robot. Where they go in to then go into my chest cavity. Until about 2017, the most common way to do the surgery was this cut from right here to the bottom of your ribs, and they cut it and they break your sternum open. So I guess I should be grateful, but I'm still terrified. So anyway, it says after surgery, we'll wait for the pathology to come back on the mass, and then we may be doing radiation treatments and an entirely different chemotherapy regimen to kill it for good. Because, me talking to you again, I can't have any more of the chemo I did to treat it originally for like the next 10 to 15 years. I think is the maximum on my chemo because I had the maximum dose right now. So they'd have to do the more aggressive chemo than what I did, all of what's allowed currently. It's not great. Anyway, I've taken medical leave from work so I can hopefully get my surgery on January 31st like it is scheduled, but I have been contacted by my surgeon and oncologist multiple times because the hospital is very close to maximum capacity treating COVID-19 patients, and because there are major staff shortages due to nurses, doctors, and other essential personnel testing negative for COVID-19. My surgery at any time could be delayed, which for me means my cancer has more time to grow. None of it is good. I've started a GoFundMe to help cover my living and medical costs. If you're able, please consider donating. If you're unable to donate, please share this GoFundMe and or my blog post. I really need some help. On my blog right there is the GoFundMe link. And at the very bottom it says, thank you to everyone who has helped me on this journey so far. I love and appreciate you all. Crying, smiling emoji, hearts, Jenna Mackenzie. So for those of you that have watched this very long reading of my blog post, which is very much longer than it would take you to read it, I really appreciate you, and I just need you to know that I am really struggling, and I don't typically admit to those kind of things because again, like I said way earlier, I'm a broken person, and I've been broken a long time, and I really don't let people into that, but currently, with the medical standings that I know I have, I'm terrified, and I don't know how to fix it on my own. And without my job, and I have some medical leave money that's going to be coming in, not as much as I'd make normally, it's going to make my super expensive cancer treatments really hard to pay for, along with like just food, housing, water in my house, like take a shower, all those kinds of things. It's really not great. And I thought I was done with this, and it's back, and it feels like it wants me to know it's mad, and I'm struggling. So anyway, my GoFundMe is called, let me see right here. It's called Help Jenna Continue Fighting Cancer. And for those of you that are on my crafting Instagram, it is the first photo on the first picture I ever posted. It's also my profile picture, me with my hands in my little pink sweater pockets, my yellow bow on my head. That's the picture that's on there. And I would love if you donated. And if you can't, like I said, please share my post. So anyway, I hope it didn't bum you out too much. I really appreciate everything. Thank you. And see you later when I'm crafting and hopefully happy again.